Vlog every day in August. I've been trying to come up with something to talk about for this video all day, so I just decided I would just go ahead and turn the camera on. I've been up since 7:30 this morning, and it's felt pretty cool actually. I'm actually not that tired. Actually, I just repeat words a lot when I've woken up early. But I'm surprised at myself, because normally I would be like, I'm ready to go back to sleep now, but instead I made my bed partially, but I was all prepared to come back and go to sleep, but I'm fine. Although I might pass out at midnight. I don't see that happening now. I usually don't go to bed early, even if I'm tired, because I'm weird. I stayed up until 1 last night, even though I had to get up at 7:30 because I'm crazy. I wasn't even doing anything too exciting that I can think of. So, trying to think about something to talk about. Oh, one thing. TBS canceled George Lopez, and I feel terrible about that, especially because after the whole Conan thing, I feel like talk show hosts losing their jobs and or being moved to a different time is a really crappy, touchy thing. So it's sad to me that Conan moved to their network and then they decided, okay, well, we're going to keep Conan, but we're going to fire the other guy. And it's not Conan's fault. I'm not saying it's Conan's fault, but at the same time, it's like, it's sad, but I think Lopez will be fine. He can do something else. He does a lot of voice work, so he can keep doing voice work like Cheech Marin. Cheech Marin's known pretty much nowadays as a voice person. And I think it's lucrative if people like your voice and you're in a lot of movies, and I think George Lopez has been a voice in a lot of movies recently. Trying to think of a good example. Well, I know he was in Marmaduke as the cat, I think. I didn't see it. But I think he's in Marmaduke as the cat, and he's in March of the Penguins, maybe? Or I think he was in Rio. Yeah, anyway. So, he has other things to do. It's not like being a talk show host is the only thing he can do, whereas Conan is pretty much, talk show host is his job, so when you pull that rug out from under him, he doesn't have much to go by, although his tour last year was awesome. Was it last year? I think it was last year. I have a bad memory, but his tour was great, so he proved he could be a live performer too. But anyway, it is kind of sucky. I felt bad, especially because I didn't find out until Conan mentioned it this week. So I watched a little bit of Lopez to see him saying goodbye and stuff. So I'm really invested in talk shows. And talk shows are where I meet a lot of the people that I end up liking. Famous person-wise. But one thing people have been talking about lately, my friends have been talking about it, my family members have been talking about it, is diaries. And I've been thinking about how the blog atmosphere these days is all online, and people share their thoughts a lot more. You can make a private blog if you want to, but those aren't as exciting, to me at least. But you can have a blog, so you can basically do all your journal diarying online. So I was thinking, do people actually have diaries and journals, paper diaries and journals anymore? I know I do. I have this one that Tara made me, and I remember before Tara made this for me, I didn't really do too much. I had, like, I would put journal entries here and there inside other random notebooks, but I didn't really keep a journal that was strictly a journal, so it's kind of nice to have something that's strictly a journal. And it's things that are not really so much for public consumption like this is, or my blog is. And I don't write like somebody else is reading it, so I don't know. I don't try to make it all witty or whatever. And that's what I sometimes do. I obviously don't try to be witty on here, but I sometimes try on my blog to be witty and just joke around. I'm not as jokey in my journal, although I sometimes am. I can't think of a good example, and I don't want to be flipping through my journal in a video. But anyway, so I just went to Starbucks and I got a strawberries and cream Starbucks drink, and that was good. I've been trying to cut back on the frappuccinos that are coffee because I don't know, for a while it was like all I would drink there. And I feel like the strawberry ones are maybe a little bit better for you. And they're good for summer. And the cat's like licking the cream off of the straw, which is cute. And I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about. I don't really think I have a set bunch of things that I want to talk about. The parents and I are going to maybe see Rise of the Planet of the Apes tomorrow. I keep wanting to call it Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but I think that that's a little bit too wordy. I don't think it needs that many words, but sometimes things have that many words anyway. But we're going to see that tomorrow, and I'm hoping I will like it because I'm not really a big fan of James Franco. I haven't seen him in a lot of things. I need to see Freaks and Geeks because he's on that, apparently. But I wouldn't watch that for him. I would watch it for Jason Segel because I love him. But I'm mainly going to go see Planet of the Apes for Draco, to see him as something else. Although he seems, from all the things I've seen, he seems pretty much the same type of person. But I don't know, maybe he's not secretly evil, or bad, or a weenie. A chicken. Who knows? But, yes, this is not going to be edited because Stream of Consciousness cannot be edited. If you edit it, it kind of negates that. Although I do have to add the title sequence. So it will require some editing. I'm gonna go now and put this online because how are you gonna see it if I don't put it online?